Now on KOIN 6 News at 4 o'clock, days of heavy rain have left flooding all across the metro area. We'll show you which areas have been hit the hardest and just how long this rain will continue.
And protesters take over an intersection in the Pearl District while thousands of people pack downtown for the tree lighting. We're following the protest.
Plus, it is Black Friday, so we'll show you some of the biggest sales in our area.
Live from the KOIN Center in downtown Portland. This is KOIN 6 News. Watching out for you.
You know it, a very rainy Thanksgiving weekend. From Portland to the coast to wine country, roads are shut down. People dealing with tons of flooding. We're tracking the storms to let you know when and if it'll let up. This is KOIN 6 News at 4 o'clock, everybody. I'm Jennifer Hoff.
And I'm Trevor Alden for Dan Tilken. That is a big if that you just mentioned. So we want to get you right to Chief Meteorologist Kristen Van Dyke. Kristen, is this showing any signs of letting up?
Well, it is going to be a little quieter for now, but you know what? We have another system moving in tonight, and it's going to keep it wet at times for the weekend, but not nearly as wet as what we saw yesterday, thank goodness. Take a look at these rainfall totals that we've had over the last 48 hours, and you can see in the Portland metro area, 2 to even 4 inches in spots, but look at this area right here. That was the place that was hardest hit, that and parts of the coast, and you can see anywhere from 5 to 6 and even 7 inches of rain falling there, and again, a very short amount of time in just 48 hours. Here's a look at the radar, and we're already seeing more showers drift into Portland from the south, Woodburn to McMinnville and back up towards Battleground. But right now on the light side, here's a wider look at what's happening. And so we have this system here that's going to be moving through, more rain tracking in from the south. That means more mountain snow. Another system back to the west is going to be tracking in our direction too. So it is going to keep us unsettled as we head through the weekend. I'll time it out for you and let you know just when this rain is going to finally let up around here in my main forecast. But for now, temperatures in the 50s, and we're going to be dodging that rain for the rest of the evening. Temperatures will fall into the upper 40s, so it'll be chilly at times, but not as windy as it has been. Your full forecast coming up in just a bit. And you can always follow us and get weather alerts on the PDX weather app, and you can download that for free.
Okay, Kristen, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. Meanwhile, flood warnings continue for some rivers and low-lying coastal areas this afternoon.
And we just heard it from Kristen. This rain's going to continue into the weekend. Jennifer Dowling has a look at the damage right now.
We're very close to the river here on Southwest Fern Hill Road. You can see how deep the water is on the shoulder. I wouldn't even venture to put my feet in there. It'd probably be over my knees. Now that water is gushing, as you can see, in a torrent over the road right over here to the Fern Hill wetlands, and that is filling up quickly. Now this may seem like a country road, but a lot of people do use it to get to Highway 47 and on to Forest Grove. So it's a pretty big inconvenience. The water was receding though in many areas since yesterday. The Red Cross did have to step in and assist 2 adults and 2 children off of Shoals Ferry Road last night because of flooding. Those who live in that area say the river does rise rapidly this time of year.
Yeah, the water table can come up real quick here, especially with that amount of rain. And we got this clay soil here, so it just percolates, stays on top, won't penetrate. So
last year it came up over all of this and was all the way up to here. And it only had a couple more feet to go before it was in the kids' bedroom.
Neighbors say they feel that the flooding is normal for this time of year, but they still say you have to stay on your toes if you live near the river. Now, as for this road, we've seen a lot of water birds out here and a lot of critters. They're liking this flooding, but if you're driving out here, you'll want to avoid this area or you're going to delay your travel times. In Washington County, Jennifer Dowling, KOIN 6 News.
Wow, that was a ton.
And you know what
rain.
they say, turn around, don't drown. So don't even try to go through high water like that.
Not worth the effort at all. You know, the rain let up for a little while today, but a lot of those rivers, as we just saw, they spent the day on the rise.
So our Harlan takes us west of Portland now, where some of that flooding was the worst.
A heavy rain of the last 24 hours has brought the water in the North Yamhill River to its bank full, and although no homes are threatened at this time, the water was enough to spill over the banks in a park near the city of Carlton. Like many of the low-lying, flood-prone areas of Yamhill County, Carlton's Winterberg Park, at least for a time today, has been underwater.
It was probably down 15, 20 feet below this yesterday, and so it just started coming up, fast.
John LaRouche tells me the very narrow river channel on this section of the North Yamhill is as much as 20 to 25 feet deep in some places. So he says when heavy rain comes, it doesn't take much to push water over its banks and into the park.
This is not unexpected, and after the rain yesterday, I expected it to be this way.
Not far away in Gaston and Washington County, water spilled over Gaston Road near the fire station and into a next-door baseball field. No games here today. Water also surrounded several homes in the immediate area. No one appeared to be ready to leave as the heaviest rain in recent memory reminds many people who live here of the perils of living close to fast-rising rivers and creeks. For Harlan, KOIN 6 News.
That's a lot of water. If you see flooding or any major damage in your area, we want to know about it, but be safe about it. Click on the Report It tab on KOIN.com or post any of your pictures or video to our KOIN 6 Facebook page. Remember to tell us where you are and when it happened. Meanwhile, a great day for skiers and snowboarders. Mount Hood Meadows able to open early today. They opened 3 lifts to kick off the ski season thanks to a couple of big snowstorms that have moved through in the last few days. And we know Kristen is especially excited about that and will no doubt talk more about it when we see her next in her full forecast. Also tonight, a woman was found dead in a fire at a home in Oregon City. That fire started last night at the house on South End Road. 3 people were able to get out safely, but firefighters say they found that woman dead in her bedroom in the back half of the house, and they're still trying to figure out just how it started, and her name has not been released.
Happening now, we're following a protest in the Pearl District. Police were called in after protesters with bicycles blocked the intersection of Northwest 13th and Everett. This protest is organized by Don't Shoot PDX, and they say they're protesting racism and injustice in Oregon. The protesters have set up tables in the intersection now. They're offering free food and clothing to anyone who needs it. The protesters tell us that they're going to be at this intersection until about 5:30, and then they plan to march. Of course, we'll be following this, and we'll let you know what they do.
But right now, let's check in with Claire Anderson in for Carly Kennelly today. And I know you're looking at some of the traffic impacts this might have in that area.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's not impacting the freeways right now, but if you are heading to any parts of this area, you're going to have to go around it. I was driving by and I saw them standing in the intersection. Luckily, the surrounding traffic is looking okay. You just have to go around this area. Looking at our traffic around the rest of the Portland metro area, we are seeing some slowing at some of our typical spots. Southbound 205, also 217 southbound as well. I also want to mention if you're heading over the passes on 26 for this afternoon, you are going to see a little bit of slowing. It looks like heading towards Government Camp area, but road conditions there are bare, but they are wet. And again, to carry those traction tires just in case, and those tire chains, guys.
Good to know. Thanks, Claire. And today is Black Friday, of course. So are you one of the people who got up early to try and catch some great deals?
I made my way out after the morning show.
You did?
I did.
Did you get any good deals?
I got so many good deals. But some stores, they even opened up last night. So we went out to the outlets in Woodburn to check out the crowds. Stores are offering some big discounts to people willing to wait in line, brave those crowds. And even though more and more people are doing their shopping online every year, stores say the day after Thanksgiving is still one of the busiest sales days of the year. According to the National Retail Federation, about 137 million people are planning to do their shopping this weekend.
So are you?
I am already in that group, I guess.
Tell us what you got, or is
Honestly,
it a secret?
I'm on television. I've got some makeup.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good.
I'm mad enough to admit that on TV.
Did you get any presents for anybody this year yet?
No, I bought myself makeup and I went home.
That's okay.
Is that sad?
No,
Yeah.
that is okay.
It's a little bit sad. It's, well, you know, I'll admit it. I can live with it.
Well, one of the biggest Black Friday sales in our area happens actually at Fred Meyer.
And people wake up early every year to score a deal at the annual sock sale. I should have gone there instead. Brent Weisberg was there.
The rush is on.
It's fun.
And at the Johnson Creek Fred Meyer store,
we got a lot of socks on sale, half off.
The company is estimating that in the first 8 hours of today's Black Friday sales, they're going to be selling more than 25,000 pairs of socks. Company-wide, officials are telling us that they're going to be selling more than 1 million pairs of socks today.
It's a huge day for us, retail in general, but Fred Meyer for years has been a big day. As you can see, one of our busiest days of the year.
I've got a plan, and this will be full within a half hour.
Other big-ticket items include 4K TVs.
I need that TV. It's $399.99.
The Fred Meyer sale is a long-standing tradition in the Northwest.
We have been here since 1:30, and so far it's going so good.
One that's being passed down to Lakota Bradshaw this year.
I'm looking for a new tablet, socks, clothes, Christmas presents for my family.
Reporting in Southeast Portland, I'm Brent Weisberg for KOIN 6 News.
Ain't got a long list. Still ahead, a Portland tradition continues into its 29th year. But will this be the last year we see Macy's Holiday Parade in Portland? We'll take a look. Plus.
Well, she was America's mom, but now we're looking back at Florence Henderson's life and legacy. And still ahead.
I'm Emily Sinovic reporting from Pioneer Courthouse Square. We're just a couple hours away from the tree lighting. We'll have a live report coming up next.
And I got your forecast, tracking the rain out there. More mountain snow on the way. Your full forecast coming up after the break.
It's a Portland holiday tradition, the Macy's Day After Thanksgiving Parade. It wound its way through streets this morning past the downtown Macy's store, and this is the 29th year for the parade. But will it be the last one? Earlier this year, Macy's announced the downtown store will be closing.
Yeah, so of course we wanted to know, is this the last one that parade goers will see? Our Tim Becker is getting some answers.
Macy's Thanksgiving Weekend Parade is nowhere near the size of Portland's annual Rose Parade, and still, every single person I spoke to out here today tells me they would hate to see it go.
This is just something that goes with our holidays.
It's been a family favorite for 29 years.
Our children just light up when they're here.
A holiday kickoff for kids young and old and everyone in between.
Probably come down here a lot with my kids when I grow up.
You saw the smiles on all the kids. They love it. They love everything about it.
But the future of Macy's holiday magic, Portland style, is now in question. The retail giant saying earlier this year that their downtown flagship store will close its doors next spring.
It's a disappointment that they're leaving.
I was telling my family that I hope it's not the last year we get to do this because it's been such a fun tradition.
We asked Macy's if their downtown store's demise also means an end to all of this.
Oh, I'd be devastated. I look forward to this.
They tell us we're focusing all of our attention on delivering another magical holiday experience this year. We don't have any additional information to share beyond this year's celebrations. Not bad news, but not good news either for Kristen Rask and her family. In Portland,
This is what I look forward to the day after Thanksgiving.
Tim Becker, KOIN 6 News.
And now to another wonderful tradition that we look forward to. The countdown is on for Portland's Christmas tree lighting.
In just about 2 hours, the switch will flip and light up Pioneer Courthouse Square, and that's where KOIN 6's Emily Sinovic joins us live. And Emily, of course, in the wake of all these protests and riots, security going to be a big priority this year.
Absolutely. Now, the good news is police say they have no reason to believe there's going to be any real problem tonight, no big protests. But as we all know, that can change quickly. So you have a lot of police out here right now. And as a precaution, the security for this tree lighting, well, it started early this morning. We saw street parking blocked off for 2 to 3 blocks surrounding the square. There are also barriers to control the crowds. Portland Police Bureau says they have a, quote, robust security presence here tonight. The goal being to let police worry about the security so you don't have to.
Our agency looks very carefully at the national and global threats that may be out there, recognizing Portland's unique issues and geography, and that we have officers that will be out and about lots of places. And if something were to happen, whether it be a disruptive event in a mall or at the tree lighting, up to and including a major incident, that we have people ready to respond.
Okay, again, police say this tradition, now 32 years running, should be just as smooth as last year and the year before. It has been fun out here so far. We've heard the choir kind of warming up, and you can see there's a good number of people right now who have already come out and known that they're going to have to endure probably a couple hours of rain because it really hasn't stopped all day, but they are dedicated to this tree lighting. They've got some front row seats too. Now, again, police say if you do come out here, don't drive out here because the parking you'll find, well, the closest maybe a mile away at least, because they have so much blocked off around Pioneer Courthouse Square. We will, of course, be out here live with updates and bring you the tree lighting right here. Reporting live, I'm Emily Sinovic, KOIN 6 News.
I like what Emily had written here in her script, too. The closest parking spot might be at your house because it really is going to be that bad.
It's bad.
Thanks, Emily. We'll check back in with her, too, as soon as that tree gets ready to get lit up.
Coming
That's exciting.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she just mentioned rain still.
Yeah, a little bit of light rain, but it just seems so tame today compared to yesterday. It's very doable, I think, to get out and about. Nothing that's going to cause too much trouble. But we will see showers increasing, and of course, it's going to lead to more mountain snow. And Jennifer, yes, I have to talk about it. This is Mount Hood Meadows, and you can see a time lapse from today and how everyone was out there having just such a good time. We had 6 inches over the past 48 hours, and we're going to be getting at least another 6 inches probably as we go through the weekend, as yet more active weather continues to push in our direction. So right now you can see showers pushing into Portland, a lot of light green on the radar, meaning that they're coming down on the light side. Forest Grove getting in on some of the action, the Coast Range, and back towards Tillamook in that area. Zooming on into the Portland Metro, Oregon City slightly heavier there. That's lifting to the north up towards Clackamas, Lake Oswego, Gresham, and Damascus. So you're going to be running into a little bit of rain as you head out the door this evening, and of course this system is just going to continue to move in to make it even wetter tonight, and especially during the day on Saturday. Right now it looks like Saturday will be the wetter of the 2 days this weekend, but again, not nearly as wet as what we saw yesterday. So that's over and done with. Here's a live picture from Vancouver, and you can see the traffic there across the bridge. Our Riverview Community Bank camera there. 50 degrees. Winds are coming in from the east at 6, and so the winds are a little lighter today. And again, the rain very, very light. Here's Portland, 50 degrees here. East winds at about 12, and again, we'll see more showers moving through as we head through the evening. Future radar shows a little bit of light rain for now. We'll find some dry time, and then we may see a little more light rain as we head later into the evening hours. This is at 8:30. By far and away, the heavier showers will stay just off our coast for tonight. And then we get later into the night, we get more showers rolling through, and then we'll see a better chance for showers as we go into the day Saturday. So overnight tonight, down to 48 degrees, showers at times, a light breeze, east winds at about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Your rain and snow forecast as we start the day tomorrow. A little bit of spotty light rain. Meanwhile, snow starting to pick up in the Cascades again. Snow levels will be right around 4,000 feet, so that will bring it down to the passes. For the coast and the Coast Range, we could be waking up to more heavy showers in the morning. Then we get to the lunch hour, and we're going to have showers on and off for most of the day. So you'll find some dry time here and there, but in between, you'll have to deal with some downpours tomorrow. And again, it'll be pretty wet at times. Cascades will continue to collect on that snow tomorrow afternoon and evening. It stays wet through Saturday night, and then we get to Sunday. And we'll have a few showers around from time to time, but it's going to be much drier than what we see on Saturday. By Sunday late, we get one more wave to push on through. That'll bring in more rain and mountain snow before we try to dry things out a little bit going into next week. So your hour-by-hour forecast for Saturday. Temperatures will be in the upper 40s as we start off the day, and we'll have a little bit of light rain in spots, and then we'll be dealing with showers on and off for most of the day. It'll be chilly, temperatures topping out again only in the upper 40s. By the end of the day, we're down into the mid 50s for lows. So your Saturday forecast, upper 40s to around 50 degrees. Heaviest rain will stay along the coast and the Coast Range, so it's going to be another wet one. Upper 40s for the valley, central and eastern Oregon, a few scattered showers here with some mountain snow. Temperatures topping out in the mid 40s. Sunday, temperatures take a dip, struggling to get out of the 30s in central Oregon and out towards Burns. I-5 upper 40s too, and again we'll have showers on and off for the day, and the Coast Range and the coastal areas will continue to see those showers at times too. So your 7-day forecast showing a wet weekend ahead. Monday we start to dry out a little bit, but I think we'll find some dry time Tuesday and perhaps at the end of next week. And look at those temperatures, highs in the 40s and lows dipping down into the 30s next week. So just in time for us to dry out, we get the chilly stuff moving back in. So still some wet weather to contend with. Be careful on the roads. I know we've had a lot of water lately, but it does look a little better than what we saw yesterday at least.
That's good to know.
Yeah, this is my first wintertime in the Pacific Northwest. Are we at the point where mainly dry is the best I can hope for in the 7
Pretty
days?
much at this point.
Right.
November's the wettest month of the year.
Okay.
So yeah.
I was going to say, you better wait till about June or
Exactly.
July
Yeah, it's going to be
for
a
it to
little
be
while.
mainly dry.
Well, that's
Thanks,
just
Chris.
great. All right, still to come, Donald Trump using the Thanksgiving holiday to continue making administration picks. We'll have the latest. Plus,
bring her home. Just bring her home.
After a desperate search, a mother missing for weeks is found alive on the side of the road. Who police are looking for now?
and tragedy during a Thanksgiving football tournament. Details on the shooting that left 2 people dead and 6 hurt.
Everybody knows that song, and people all around the world are mourning Florence Henderson, best known as the Brady Bunch mom. She actually died last night at the age of 82. I think it surprised a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. 82 is still pretty young, and as Dana Jacobson reports, she had entertained people for more than 60 years.
Here's the story of a lovely lady.
Florence Henderson was best known as America's mom.
Alex, the washing machine's gone crazy!
In the fall of 1969, she became Carol Brady, the stepmother and nearly flawless matriarch of the Brady Bunch.
What are you doing?
That role was the crowning jewel of a more than 60-year career.
Florence Henderson! Mrs. Brady!
That spanned all aspects of show business.
And rules are very important, Bobby. They're made to protect people.
Henderson told correspondent Sarah Hughes on Sunday morning in 2010 that the character may have been too perfect.
A lot of women say to me, you know, I really hated you because my kids wanted you to be their mother.
The show was among the first to introduce an audience to a blended family. Though it ended in 1974, reruns and reboots kept the Bradys and Henderson in the spotlight for multiple generations.
I grew up in a very large, poor family.
10 kids, right?
10.
Wow. Born in the small town of Dale, Indiana in 1934, Henderson's family was reminiscent of the one she led on the television. Her affinity for performance brought her to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City and then to Broadway.
When the sky...
There, she starred in multiple leading roles.
This is the lovely singing star of television and Broadway, Florence Henderson.
That launched a multifaceted career that never seemed to stop.
What on earth?
What is the one thing that I guess is the most different about you from Carol Brady?
That's a very good question. First of all, I've always worked. I've always had a job.
But regardless of what that job was, to most of America, Florence Henderson will always be Mom.
Quite a life for sure. Doctors say that Florence Henderson suffered from heart failure.
She was so talented and so pretty. She leaves behind her 4 children and 5 grandchildren. Watching out for your money now. Did you hit the stores for Black Friday shopping? Maybe you stayed at home and went online instead. Well, consumer experts forecast holiday retail sales to be higher this year than last year, but online sales are expected to climb as much as 10% compared to last year. This year, 41% of all sales are projected to be made on mobile devices.
And your shopping could support the economy and the environment. Patagonia is giving 100% of the Black Friday sales to grassroots environmental organizations. That includes all sales from retail stores and Patagonia.com.
And your breakfast could actually be getting more expensive. Granola and oatmeal prices will likely go higher because of an oat harvest problem happening right now in Canada. Bloomberg reports that rain and snow delayed that harvest and could cut it by 20%.
Yikes. Well, would you be upset to find a tax on your Netflix bill? The City Council in Pasadena, California is trying to tax customers for streaming video services, and people aren't happy about it. The tax is attempting to make up for lost revenue from people getting rid of cable and home phones. But under federal law, the internet cannot be taxed.
Okay, now let's take a look at what we're working on for KOIN 6 News at 5 in just a half hour.
A Thanksgiving morning burglary at a marijuana shop leads to several arrests, and stolen pot wasn't the only thing investigators found with the suspects.
Plus, a 1-2 punch from Mother Nature all across Central America. The 2 events that have thousands of people now pretty concerned.
And our athlete of the week is an inspiration on and off the basketball court. His story and much more tonight on KOIN 6 News at 5.
But right now, Donald Trump has filled 2 more top administration posts.
KT McFarland has been chosen to serve as Deputy National Security Advisor. She served in several posts for past presidents and was most recently a national security analyst for Fox News.
And Trump also chose campaign attorney Donald McGahn as White House counsel. Meanwhile, as Weijia Zhang reports, there are calls in several states for a recount of the election.
At his Mar-a-Lago resort, President-elect Donald Trump has stayed out of sight as he works to fill key cabinet positions. 3 top jobs are still open: Secretary of Defense, Homeland Security, and State. Mitt Romney is on the short list to head the State Department, but at least one member of Trump's inner circle is questioning his loyalty.
Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud.
Trump and Romney attacked each other often during the campaign.
The last election should have been won, except Romney choked like a dog. He choked. He went, I can't breathe.
Trump's campaign advisor, Kellyanne Conway, hasn't forgotten the criticism either. She tweeted an article titled, "Some Trump loyalists warn against Romney as Secretary of State." She went on to praise the loyalty of former State Department secretaries. Third-party candidate Jill Stein wants to re-examine some of the votes that helped Mr. Trump win the White House. Through donations, she has raised more than $4.5 million to pay for recounts in 3 states.
We need to change our voting system. We need to implement these safeguards so that we're not asking the question after the fact.
Today is the deadline for Stein to file a recount in Wisconsin, where Trump beat Clinton by just over 27,000 votes. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, the White House.
Stein also wants votes recounted in Michigan and Pennsylvania. In a press conference today, the Green Party of Wisconsin announced that they would be filing for a recount.
And now we want to catch you up on some of our top stories if you're just joining us at 4:30. Days of heavy rain have caused flooding all throughout our area. Roads are closed in both Yamhill and Washington counties. And a family in Beaverton has been forced out of their home because of some of the flooding there. And all that rain is expected to continue throughout the weekend. If you need sandbags, if that's something you're interested in, you can find out some locations of where they are on our website, KOIN.com.
A woman in Oregon City has been found dead in a fire at her home. 3 people were able to get out of the fire safely last night, but the woman was found dead in her bedroom. We're still working to learn her name.
And protesters with the group Don't Shoot PDX have blocked an intersection in the Pearl District in Portland. They've actually set up a table and are serving food and handing out clothing, but they say they do plan to stop that at some point and start marching tonight. So we've got a crew out there live. We'll keep following the protest and let you know if there are any disruptions. But right now, let's go back out to the tree lighting ceremony that will be happening at Pioneer Courthouse Square.
The tree is going to be lit in just about 90 minutes here, and a crowd already gathering there. Our Emily Sinovic is live right now with a look at what's going on. Hey, Emily.
Yeah, can you hear the music, the warming up? The carol singers now, a little bit different than carol singing, but some pretty good music. Got a few hundred people who are out here already, some who've been out here for an hour already trying to get a good seat. We've also seen, and you might see mixed within the crowd, quite a few Portland police officers. I just a few minutes ago saw a canine come through, a couple of them actually, sniffing before the tree lighting ceremony. Again, police saying they have a robust presence out here, but they don't really have any reason to believe that there should be any problems, big protests included. So that is some good news. They want people to come out here, have fun, relax, enjoy themselves, and let police worry about security. But so far, everything looks good. Of course, the only exception being the weather, and it is not pleasant out here. It's at least not too cold, but it's raining like it has been for a few hours and days now. Not stopping all of these people, though, from coming out, diehards really, for this tree lighting ceremony. We will, of course, keep you posted and bring you live reports. Reporting live, I'm Emily Sinovic, KOIN 6 News.
That's right, no rain going to keep those people away. I've heard there's more than 2 miles of lights on this tree. Pretty astounding total there for sure, so I'm definitely looking to see it.
It's always a beautiful sight for sure. Yeah, thanks, Emily. And you heard her mention all that rain. Let's send it back to Claire now, because we know, Claire, that rain can really impact our traffic.
Yeah, look at the traffic map right now. We do have that radar overlapping it, and it's green everywhere this afternoon. I do want to talk about downtown Portland right now. We do have some slowing heading over the bridges. If you're heading towards downtown to the area, it's a slow go there. So keep that in mind. Plan extra time if you're trying to get downtown. Again, that protesters around the 13th and Everett block in the Pearl District. I also want to show you, we have some major slowing this afternoon if you're heading on I-5 southbound towards the Woodburn outlets. Reports that it's just a mess trying to get off at the outlet exit there. So keep that in mind.
All right, thank you, Claire. Well, if fighting the crowds at big box stores doesn't interest you, then you can always do your holiday shopping at small businesses.
Yeah, like you heard her say, all the line of cars there trying to get to Woodburn. Well, tomorrow is a good day to get all that done because, you know, it's Small Business Saturday, and a lot of small local businesses are offering some pretty good deals. It's the 5th annual Small Business Saturday, and it's expected to be the biggest yet. Business owners that we spoke with say they have things that you can't find anywhere else.
Unique items. There's just so much more to choose from. There's a lot of locally owned businesses that have things that are made in Oregon or made around in the neighborhood. And
And by the way, earlier this week, Portland was named the number 10 city in all of America to shop local.
I can't believe that we're that low. But we want to know, what's your favorite store in your area to shop local? Is it tucked away in a hip Portland neighborhood? Maybe it's in a quiet small town. We want to know. Just go to our KOIN6 Facebook page. Let us know which stores are worth checking out.
Well, if you're not up for shopping, you know, this is a pretty good weekend to catch up on some great movies, too.
I got your back. It's Maui time.
Yep, Disney's Moana sailed right to the top of the box office with record-breaking numbers, even beating the Harry Potter prequel Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So if you're looking for something maybe geared more towards adults, the World War II drama Allied opens this weekend starring Brad Pitt. And 13 years later, Billy Bob Thornton is starring in the sequel to Bad Santa. This time, he is joined by Kathy Bates. Some good movies, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It's that time of year now where they're really going to start.
I always like to go back and watch old movies, too. Some of my old favorites.
It's the holidays. Get you feeling nostalgic.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's perfect. Coming up next, if you've got a fridge full of Thanksgiving leftovers, you might want to pause before reheating them. We're going to show you which foods doctors say could make you sick.
Yeah, this surprised me a little bit, too. And you know what? Not all heroes wear capes. This one was only wearing underwear. How one man was able to stop a criminal with almost no clothes on.
First Lady Michelle Obama is welcoming the White House Christmas tree. This is an annual tradition dating back to 1966. This year she was joined by her nephews Austin and Aaron and a couple from Wisconsin who won the National Tree Contest. The 19-foot Douglas fir tree comes from Pennsylvania. We do have some good news tonight for a family in California after a mother is found 3 weeks after she went missing.
Yeah, a lot of people were tuning into this story, but there are still a lot of questions about who took her and why. 34-year-old Sherry Papini was reported missing on November 2nd when she didn't pick her kids up from daycare. She was found yesterday along a rural road near Sacramento off Interstate 5. According to police, she had tried to free herself from restraints and then flagged down a driver days after she went missing. Her husband, Keith, said it's just been a nightmare.
The worst thing in the world. It's the worst thing ever.
Papini was taken to the hospital and she's expected to be okay. Police say they don't know why she was taken, though, but they have said now they are looking for 2 women.
It's a really bizarre story. A federal judge has ruled the man accused of a massacre at a church competent to stand trial. Dylan Roof is accused of killing 9 black people at a church in Charleston, South Carolina last year. He says he was trying to start a race war. Well, if he's convicted, he could face the death penalty. Jury selection in the federal trial is scheduled to resume on Monday.
2 people are dead in Kentucky, shot and killed during a kids' football tournament on Thanksgiving. You can hear the gunfire that somebody caught on their cell phone. 6 others were hurt during the Juice Bowl football tournament. It's a long-standing Thanksgiving tradition in Louisville. The mayor was close to the gunfire too, but wasn't hurt.
Most people were here having a good time, as they do most of the time, but unfortunately this tragic situation has happened.
Police have still not found the shooter, and they're not sure why somebody would even have started shooting in the first place.
1 person is dead in Reno, shot and killed during a fight over a parking space at Walmart. Police say a 33-year-old man was shot yesterday in the parking lot, which was open early for Black Friday shopping. Police are still looking for the shooter. A man in Australia is being called a hero for helping police find a driver who crashed into a restaurant.
He chased down that driver wearing only his underwear. Daniel McConnell says he was sleeping when he heard somebody crash into a shop near his house. He says that's when he walked outside and spotted the driver.
All I had was my undies on, and then he started to take off up the street, and I said, "What are you doing, mate?" And I started following him. He's like, "Don't be a hero." And I said, "I'm not being a hero, mate." And then he started taking off.
And he apparently still only has on his underwear.
He's a cartoon character, I think.
McConnell says he chased the man in his car until police were able to catch up with him. Police say that man was driving without a license.
Watching out for your health, you probably have a good amount of leftovers in your fridge after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know we do, but experts say that you may not want to reheat some of it. Marley Hall shows you why.
If you have leftovers from Thanksgiving dinner, beware. Not all your favorite dishes may be safe to reheat and eat. Clinical dietitian Lindsay Malone of the Cleveland Clinic says, don't save the rice. When it cools at room temperature, bacteria can grow rapidly.
That bacteria is resistant to heat, so even if you are heating it to the normal temperature, it doesn't matter. That bacteria is still going to be there.
Another staple to toss? Potatoes cooked in aluminum foil.
Letting it cool into that temperature danger zone, and then also keeping the foil on it, you've created this bacteria breeding ground. You may not heat it sufficiently to kill the bacteria.
Foods with a high moisture content like stuffing should also be thrown away. When it comes to poultry, Malone says reheat it to the proper internal temperature to avoid bacteria, and don't store the whole bird.
Again, that's setting up the situation for bacterial growth. Cut it up into smaller portions, cool it quickly, store it within about 2 hours.
The very young, old, and those with compromised immune systems are more vulnerable to foodborne illnesses, so it's best to avoid having a refrigerator full of leftovers.
For foods that you do plan on saving, make sure that you get that food into shallow containers and into the refrigerator within 2 hours.
And if you are going to reheat the leftovers, use the oven, not the microwave. It's not the quickest, but it cooks more evenly. Marley Hall, CBS News, New York.
And Malone says that it's best to toss any leftovers after 3 or 4 days, although if you're cooking it correctly, it shouldn't really stay there for 3 or 4 days, right?
Let's hope not.
People should want to
You
eat
eat leftovers?
Yeah, not 3 or 4 days, but...
I can't. My husband will eat just about anything you put in front of him.
Something tells me he doesn't mind.
He doesn't mind at all. Coming up next, remember when we told you about the grandmother who accidentally invited a stranger to her home for Thanksgiving?
Well, he asked if he could come anyway, and now we're going to see the Thanksgiving that they shared together.
And more rain on the way. When will we find some dry time as we head into the weekend? I'll have your full forecast next.
Okay, this has got to be one of my favorite stories of the day. That's 96-year-old Bob McAdam breaking a record in his age group in a Turkey Day 5K race in Colorado. Bob lives in a retirement home, but he says he's always stayed active and that his age isn't going to stop him from having any fun.
Feel great. Great. I'll try to remember it. I once told my mother I'd never be 55. That was when I was 19, didn't know better.
Does he seem 96 to you? What an incredible guy. McAdam actually beat the previous record for a runner in his age group by almost 2 minutes. He completed the 5K, which is, by the way, is 3.1 miles, in 48 minutes and 19 seconds. And he thanked the crowd for cheering him on the entire way.
Love those
way
glasses,
to go.
too. Stylish.
Hey, earlier this month, you might remember this, we told you about the grandmother who accidentally texted a stranger about her Thanksgiving plans.
She thought that she was texting her grandchild, but those texts went instead to 17-year-old Jamal Hinton, and after they exchanged selfies, it became pretty clear that he was not her grandson. But as a joke, Jamal asked if he could still have a plate, and as Amanda Goodman reports, Grandma said, "Of course you can."
Talk to him. I'm so excited. Jamal's come to have Thanksgiving dinner with us.
It's the Thanksgiving dinner of Twitter's dreams.
You've got to send me these pictures.
I will,
Please.
of course.
Please. Jamal Hinton and Wanda Dench, strangers just a week ago, now breaking bread and the internet.
This has really touched my heart from all the people out there that have said the kindest things to me. I never expected this in a million years to happen to me.
I love just being here. I feel like we could connect more and bond.
The pair met after Dench sent an errant text firming up Thanksgiving plans. Hinton responded and selfies ensued.
Indeed, it was not my grandma, as we all know now. And I sent one back so she can confirm that I'm not her grandson, and I thought, why not ask for a plate? Jokingly, and she was very welcoming. and let me in.
He posted the exchange on Twitter, and people couldn't get enough. The reaction overwhelmingly supportive of making this Thanksgiving dinner happen. Dench's family was too.
I had no idea this was going to happen. You know, I was just embarrassed, you know, that I sent a picture to a total stranger.
Hinton's family wasn't able to attend due to a scheduling conflict, and he admits he almost didn't make it either.
I'm not gonna lie, I did think about not coming once because our family scheduled the same exact time.
But he figured 2 turkey dinners are better than 1, especially because Grandma was so welcoming.
There are more nice people out in the world than I thought there were.
Both say they've got a lot to be grateful for this year, including each other.
Thank you for everything.
You're very welcome, Jamal.
As internet meetups go, you could do worse than that.
You could do it. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think it teaches you a lot, too, that it's okay to reach out to somebody you don't know and look what can happen.
That's right. Don't be afraid to ask for an extra plate of Thanksgiving dinner.
Let's check back in with Claire now for a look at the traffic. Claire?
Well, if you are eating that Thanksgiving leftovers and then heading out to shop this evening, roads are looking pretty good. We have been seeing some slowing. If you are heading on 217 towards Washington Square, we're seeing some slowing on southbound 217 heading towards Hall Boulevard. We've also seen some traffic this afternoon as you're heading over the bridges, Morrison Bridge and also Hawthorne Bridge heading towards downtown, definitely slowing there. And then also there was an earlier accident as you were heading on I-5 southbound down towards the Woodburn outlet. That was quite a bit of traffic in that area, and you're still going to see a slow go, but you know, definitely traffic not too bad, just besides around the shopping areas.
Well, yeah, of course. It is Black Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks, Claire.
I can't help but notice all the green on that map.
Yeah, but at least it's green and not orange or red
Right.
like it was yesterday. So the rain, no, it's not stopping, but at least it has lightened up a little bit. Yesterday, it was very intense, and one of the hardest hit places was wine country. This is a live picture from our solar camera, and you can see the grass looking nice and green from all that rain that we got. We are going to see more showers moving in, but again, it won't be quite as heavy as what we saw yesterday. Thank goodness, right? Here's a look at some of the rainfall totals estimated from the radar, and you can see how high they were, and again, where the bullseye was. It was over parts of the Coast Range, and again, down in wine country, McMinnville, back towards Yamhill, that area where we had 5 inches just since Wednesday night, and then, of course, 2 to 4 inches in and around the Portland metro area. Here's a look at the flood watch. It is continuing to be in effect through 10 p.m. tonight, all up and down I-5 for the valley there, mainly for the Yamhill River, watching for some of that to rise, as it can rise a little slower, even though the rain has certainly slowed on down. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that as we head through the evening, but it should just be very minor. Here's a look at the radar right now, and you can see still some showers lifting through Portland and north up towards Vancouver and Battleground. Down towards Woodburn and Salem, we're actually clearing things out for a little while. So if you have plans to get out and about this evening, you may run into a little bit of scattered light rain. It's a little heavier back towards Gresham and up near Camas, but that's going to be lifting to the north. More showers developing off the coast, so that's going to continue to keep our rain chances going as we head through this evening. And of course, another system moving in as this unsettled pattern sticks with us through the weekend. Temperature wise, we're at 50 degrees right now, not quite as chilly as it was yesterday afternoon. East winds coming in at 12. Temperatures will fall into the upper 40s and stay really steady this evening, so not far off from where they are right now. And we'll have some dry time tonight. There will be chances for some showers, but we'll enjoy a little more dry time compared again to the past couple of days. Overnight lows right around the upper 40s tonight. Now let's talk about the snow. We did get 6 inches of snow up at Mount Hood Meadows. There's a live picture. We had so many people up there enjoying their opening today. A ski report here, and over the last 24 hours in Timberline and Meadows 4 to 3 inches, but again over the weekend we've already seen 6 inches at least, and then Ski Bowl even picked up an inch there. Here's your rain and snow forecast as we go through tomorrow morning. We'll have that chance for a little rain in the morning, more in the mountain snow coming down right around 4,000 feet. Heaviest shower activity will be along the coast and the Coast Range once again. That will roll east into the valley, and so by the time we get into the afternoon, we're dealing with that potential for downpour, so some heavy showers will be possible, and then we'll see that on and off for a lot of the afternoon and into the evening hours. Of course, that means more snow for the Cascades. We wake up Sunday morning and we'll have a few lingering showers around, a drier first half of Sunday, but a wetter finish to Sunday as we get another front coming on through. We'll start off with rain chances Monday, but then it finally looks to dry out a little bit after that. So your forecast for Saturday, temperatures in the upper 40s for most of the day, a little bit of light rain in the morning, and then heavier showers as we head into the afternoon, and temperatures stay in the 40s. Your forecast for Saturday, upper 40s for the valley, mid 40s for central Oregon, 40s out east, and we'll be dodging a few showers east of the Cascades. 7-day forecast, a wet day at times on Saturday, a few scattered showers on Sunday. We won't see as much rain, and then Monday a little drier too, and then Tuesday could actually be a completely dry day. Highs stay in the upper 40s for the next several days. So a little chilly.
3 out of 7 mainly dry, though. We'll
yeah, it's better than this week.
That's right.
We'll take it, right?
Coming up next at 5, we're going to go to North Dakota, where Black Friday protests end in arrests after those against the pipeline project there go into a local mall. We'll see you in just a few minutes on KOIN 6 News at 5 o'clock.